Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and I am also a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I wanted to go over something that I thought was very interesting. I have brought this topic up before, but I feel like I get just inspired by other patients that I've been seeing. So, we're going to talk about things avoidants say when they love you. And I had a couple patients this week and last week that kind of explained this in session, very interesting, where they mentioned that they didn't grow up because, we're in therapy, so they're more aware. They didn't grow up where I love you was very common. The word I love you. A lot of avoidants did not grow up in a family that said I love you. And even more common with dismissive avoidance, because fearful avoidance, they may have grown up with actually negative words, right? And so, interesting enough, fearful avoidance do have some awareness of the word or saying I love you because they were told maybe the opposite. A lot of fearful avoidants have an extensive amount of trauma. Of course, all attachment issues do, but when I'm talking fearful avoidance particularly, and a lot of you guys are fearful avoidant, you guys score pretty high on the adverse childhood experiences scale or assessment, right? And you guys typically score the highest. And so that's not lost on me. And so because of that, fearful avoidance, their natural innate instinct starts to be completely exposed because a lot of their needs are not being met in so many ways. They're in survival mode. And so in that way, they know what love is somewhat because they know what love is not. Dismissive avoidance, yes, they know what love is. All attachment styles, they learn what love is as you grow, whatever it is. And love is different for every person to some extent. But avoidance, because dismissive avoidance particularly, they didn't grow up in such a volatile environment. And so the word I love you might be something they don't know to say. But the very first thing that avoidants say when they love you without directly saying I love you is, I know I am difficult and I appreciate you understanding me. I know, doesn't sound like love, but hear me out and I'll explain it, okay? Avoidant individuals don't really have much self-awareness or acknowledge how much they affect other people because they're very independent. And so what ends up happening is if they love somebody and they're very attached to this particular person, they start being more empathetic towards this person. And they start realizing I'm so difficult for this person and I don't want this person to leave and I love this person and I at least want them to know I hear them. And it's also a sign they want to change as well. I know I'm difficult and I appreciate you understanding me. Like I'm happy you're here. I don't want you to leave. And it is a way of saying I love you. Like I am acknowledging myself. It is a sign they want to change and they are saying I do appreciate you. Don't leave. Right? That's all the emotions that are underneath that, which I know doesn't seem like it, but I want you guys to know that. The next one is much more common with dismissive avoidance. A lot of these are more common with dismissive avoidance. They do happen with fearful avoidance, especially if they're leaning dismissive. But I did want to let you know, fearful avoidance have also the anxious side as well. So they may say things that are a little bit different when they're in their more anxious side. But in general, avoidance, when they say you have my word, and it's something particularly about something maybe romantic or something about promising change or something for the relationship, and they say you have my word and they follow through, this is a sign they love you. Avoidant individuals, when they commit, they do commit. And saying you have my word and committing to that, it's important. So, for example, if we have a couple and they're having issues with going on dates, right? Let's say they've been together for, 5 years. And let's say the avoidant is a male. Let's say it's a dismissive avoidant, male. And let's say we have another avoidant as well. Let's say fearful avoidant, female. So they're both avoidants, right? And so she doesn't trust him, right? Fearful avoidants don't trust their partners very easily at all. And it's almost like they're sometimes okay with being in that untrusting situation because love in of itself is not something they value the same way anxious and secure people do, right? So what I mean by that is fearful avoidance kind of already let go of the idea of loving. So sometimes you'll find that in situations where fearful avoidance kind of just, they do love you, they're happy, but they're also like, you're not going to meet my needs, so whatever. So that's kind of the situation that we're talking about. And maybe this fearful avoidant female is like, yeah, I wish we could go on dates, but I don't think he'll ever take me on a date. I don't really think it's possible. We've been together for X amount of years and he doesn't take me on dates, so I just kind of gave up. And so that's her side, typically a very fearful avoidant type of response, okay? And he might say, no, I want to change. I do want to take you on a date on your birthday. Let's go to dinner. You have my word, right? So that is something that avoidants do when they love you. They're not going to do it for anybody, because he could easily just say, okay, you don't care and I don't care. I can skate by and have this relationship and you kind of are okay with it, right? But he didn't do that because he wants her happy. He doesn't want her just with him. He wants her happy and with him, right? So that's kind of what I meant by you have my word. The next one is you're the only person I let talk like that. You're the only person I let talk to me like that. So I understand it sounds negative, so let's break it up. A lot of times avoidant individuals, they're really, really, really hypersensitive to criticism. However, their partner, they allow that criticism a little bit more often. So let's say you are their partner and you said you have commitment issues and they get super defensive, right? But normally what they do is if you're not their partner, you're not a person they love, they'll cut you off and never want to talk to you again. Avoidants do that. It's not healthy, but they do it. But they let you say that and they kind of just take it. They might still get upset, but they don't leave you for it. Interesting enough, I know the bar's on the floor, guys. I get it. I'm just telling you what it is. I know a lot of you guys are going to get mad at me about this, but it's true. Avoidant individuals, this is true. If they let you talk like that in a negative way to them and they stay and they still appreciate and even change, the truth of the matter is they love you. I don't think this is a bad thing. I used to be avoidant. I think this is a good thing, but I know a lot of you guys will be like, oh my God, the bar's on the floor. This is like so low standard. I get it. If that's how you are, you guys can go for a secure person. But I'm telling you, if an avoidant says, you're the only person I let talk like that to me, it's true. Like, I care about you enough that I let you disrespect me every now and again. I'm just being honest, okay? The next one is, I will do it for you, okay? Avoidants are not always a fan of love and romance the same way other attachment styles are. But if they want to do something, sometimes they're doing it just for you, and that's enough for them. If it makes you happy, I'll do it. That's all. If it makes you happy, I will do it. That means that they love you. The next one is more common if they love you. It doesn't necessarily mean they love you, but it really is leaning in that direction. I am sorry. Avoidants don't always like to admit when they're sorry, because sometimes they feel like if they admit, I'm sorry, that maybe you'll leave them. Maybe you will make fun of them for their vulnerability. Maybe you'll take it and run with it. So they're really afraid to be put in that position. But if they do apologize, it means that they're trying to say, I'm okay with like exposing all the things I'm afraid of to make you happy and to show you that I care about you. I'm sorry, okay? The next one is you make me feel better. Or it might be like I feel better, or that feels good, or I feel better after talking to you. Because sometimes what happens is they might feel like they can't open up to anybody. But when they're with you, they open up to you. They start feeling like you matter. And so any opinion you have also adds to their connection towards you. It helps them to grow mentally, and they know that. And so it could be after them talking to you about something really frustrating at work, which they never open up to anybody. And then after you listen and you comfort them or hear them out or give them solutions, they might say, I feel better. Or you make me feel better, or I appreciate opening, like you listening to me. They like you as their sounding board in that connection. This is a very deep sign that they love you, simply because avoidants don't open up to people. And opening up is one thing, but admitting that it feels good to open up is another thing. And that's what I'm talking about. You make me feel better, okay? The next one is I care about you. This is often an avoidance slanted way of saying I love you without using the word I love you. I care about you. You mean a lot to me. I don't want you to leave. Whatever that is, that type of version is how they say I love you. However, the last one, which kind of doesn't fit this category, but I still want to say it because avoidants do say it. The last point is avoidants say I love you. Some avoidants do say I love you. A lot of them do. Sometimes it takes a long time. And sometimes they love you, but they assume you know, and so they don't say it. But if you ask them, hey, can you tell me that you love me more? They'll say, yeah, it's not my wheelhouse, but I'll do it, right? And so these are some of the ways that you will know based on what an avoidant says that they love you. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.